So, what's the podcast name?
Sam.
Is it recorded?
Yeah. Sam Tripoli's podcast.
Why?
Just
Would
to
we
be
have him on
meta.
as a guest or?
It's a meta thing. It's like, oh, we're calling our podcast someone else's name.
Yeah.
That's like, wow.
Well, yeah. So
It's
we
like,
would get all the Sam Tripoli fans who are looking for.
and then what? Once we have them.
Then they stay, and they rise up against him.
We create a coup, and we overthrow the Tripoliness.
Chipotle, dude. Okay, here's what I want to say. There's this guy at Chipotle that I want to be fired. Like, I really, I hate him so much.
That's your goal in life, is to get this guy fired?
He's like this old. I've told you about this guy. He's like this old guy, this old white guy who just doesn't. He just doesn't put shit in it. Like, he's just like he's like, he put like so like little shit in the bowl, and like I didn't even get guacamole because it wasn't even worth it. Like, I was just like, there's nothing in here. Like, it would be mostly guacamole. Like. And he's just like, and he was like trying to joke him around with me, like being like, hey, like he was like, you know, when like someone's like trying to be like, oh, you know, the weather,
I'm not giving you enough food.
Oh, I think I ate this last Tuesday, ha ha ha. And I'm like,
Yeah.
don't try to joke around with me after you just fucked me, like, you like. I'm not gonna joke around with you.
This isn't a joking mood.
If you just
that you
didn't
put
give
me
me
in.
anything, yeah. You don't
And it's
deserve
weird.
that. You don't deserve that.
You're like, can you put more in? Because then where does that end?
He was like, oh, do you want anything more from this section? And I was like fajitas, but like I kind of mumbled a little bit.
Yeah.
And do you want to come over here? What are you doing?
I don't know how to. I don't know. I'll just sit up.
Okay. And then he was just like, and so like I mumbled it a little bit, and he repeated the question back to me, but it was the wrong question. It was like, oh, can I put more of it? Like he thought that's what I said because he knew what he was doing. So like that immediately went to his mind as the first question I would ask. And then he was like prepared to say no. He's like, "Can I put more on?" Like you know when someone's like, you can kind of feel the answer to the question, like when someone's asking, or you know.
Yeah.
And he's
How
such
he's
an
preparing
asshole,
himself.
dude.
So he's used to hearing people say that.
I bet, dude. I mean, like,
You should just
I
go
bet.
through it and be like, I'm not paying for that.
I legitimately thought about it, but luckily it was like not normally how much it is because the guacamole, it was like 8 something. I was like, damn, that's not terrible. It's not that bad. Without the guacamole,
That's so
it's like pretty
shitty.
cheap.
Because in Chipotle, it's all up to the dude pouring it. Like, that's where it bottlenecks.
Right, and there's been a standard I've been used to at Chipotle where it's just packed. I mean, maybe he's the only one following the standard.
Yeah, maybe he's measured it. He's got the perfect draw. He's always got
Practicing
0.5
it
grams.
at home.
Chicken.
You must be one with the chicken scoop.
Feel the weight in your fingers.
Just like da-da-da. It's a dance. Yeah, no, man.
Why
It's
can't you
really
just
upsetting.
go in there and like a hairstylist be like, "Can I get Barbarella today?"
What?
When you get in there, it could be like,
Well,
"No,
like,
no, not
big
you."
mistake. Huge.
Just ask for a different Chipotle.
I'm actually gonna stop going to that Chipotle, because he's always there. He doesn't have a life. He's probably doing this for fun. Honestly,
Just torturing
he
people.
doesn't really seem like he wants. Like,
But
he
you know,
doesn't
like
really
some people need
seem
to.
like he needs it.
Some people need to help society a lot, and some people need to make a difference a lot. Like, that's not necessarily the same thing. Like, some people get off on the fact that they made things different. Not that they made it better, but that they made an impact on the world. They're like, oh shit, I exist. Look what I
Yeah,
can do.
that's so true, dude.
And
And they make shitty things.
yeah, because they don't really care about making it better. They just care about making it
Doing it different.
their mark.
Yeah. What? Oh. And that's like, oh, that's so sad and so disgusting. You're a
That's
fucking
the
little
only-
worm maggot.
Yeah. That's the only thing you're gonna take from this world is that you made a difference, even though it wasn't.
Dude,
a
but
good
isn't that
difference.
what we're doing though?
No, not at all.
Or like anyone who like gets a job and is just like gets a house and they're like, I don't really care about much, but like I have my house, I have this house, I have my space, I have my cat.
And they're just gonna live a good life.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but
No.
like, yeah, just don't fuck people over.
Yeah, if you have to like go around and change things just to change it. But if you're living a nice, comfortable life and you're trying not to make a negative impact, that's great. Hopefully you're trying to make a positive impact,
Yeah.
like Hitler was trying to. But with
Do you
great
think
risk.
do you think he knew what he was doing?
Yeah.
It's
It's kind of sad.
But anyway, let's talk about, some Christian
works.
things.
If you just like fucking destroy people and you get to create a new country,
He's
it's
Thanos.
fucking awesome. I'm sure if it works out.
What are you doing?
I'm just gonna hold it like without the base.
No shaft?
Yeah.
So what
I mean, so fuck Chipotle.
Yeah, so have you ever read Disney World?
Have I ever been?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't really remember.
Your shirt reminds me of Disney World. It looks like the thing from Mulan.
They have a Mulan ride?
They have a Mulan, it's a egg race.
Egg race? It's a great egg race festival. We celebrate every year.
It's an egg roll.
Egg roll.
You roll your
An
egg.
Asian taco. Asian burrito.
Do you like? I mean, I like egg rolls. Do you?
Yeah, yeah. They can
But,
be good. They have a creamy interior.
Something like there's this place in my hometown that you get egg rolls, but it's just cabbage inside. Is that a popular thing? I would still get it because it was like I liked the breading of it, but it's just like just cabbage.
Yeah, I mean, Asian people sometimes do that. They like put like this disgusting thing in this awesome exterior. They're like, look, we can make this edible. Why don't you try to make like an edible thing more awesome instead of like making a bad thing barely edible?
Yeah, like gluten-free shit. Like super. I guess that's good. I guess it's healthy.
Like scientifically engineered to taste like the real thing.
Yeah, like Beyond Burger.
Yeah.
Beyond Beef. It's Beyond Beef.
To the beef and beyond.
It's Impossible Burger. It's impossible.
Could it be a burger?
It's Beyond Beef. This
is Mission Impossible.
is a relic to men.
Look at the folly of man.
But like, why? If like vegetarians, like, why do you want it to taste like meat? So you actually do like the taste of meat.
They're admitting that that's ideal.
They
but-
like it. They like yeah. Yeah. They want a meat thing in their dish.
Yeah, they realize how awesome it is, but that they're doing this even though it's not the best thing in the world.
They're like still stuck up about it. Like, no, I just don't like it.
But they
I just
still
don't
think
like
they
it.
deserve the taste of it. Or maybe it's like rigatone or angel hair. It's just like a different style of food. Like, oh, let me try the meat style of food.
Well, they keep trying it. They come back for more.
They
There's
love
so
that
many
shit.
meat alternatives, and they're all over the place. They're at like fast food restaurants, like and shit.
But there's a spiritual component to eating that they're getting satisfied by. That isn't the physical. To them, it's all mental. Like your brain can trick you into thinking it's delicious. You're like,
I mean, it's not bad.
yeah,
It's not bad. But
give it a shot.
they have this like Beyond Beef tortilla. The gluten, dude. All the food at my work is like plant-based meals, and they're all like so fucking good, dude. It's kind of insane. Like,
Wait, you have food at Juice Land?
yeah, it's like prepackaged food, and I get one of those for lunch,
Nice.
and they're pretty good. Like,
I'm gonna unplug.
why? So wait, you just turned mine really loud. So yeah, and have you ever had jackfruit? Jackfruit is like this. I think it's a fruit. It's like it's like it doesn't really have much of a taste. I mean, it has a taste, but it doesn't taste like a fruit. Like it's like, and it's like really like tough. It's like meat. It's kind of like has a consistency of meat, and
Yeah.
and it's really good, and you can like season it and shit.
Jackfruit?
And it's like high in protein. Yeah, it's a really good meat alternative.
Is that what Jack Flug calls his balls?
Jackfruit. Yeah, but you should try it.
Okay. This is the grocery hour with Reilly and Hans. Next
I
up,
mean,
plantain.
I like food a lot.
Yeah, you're always cooking sometimes.
Not always.
Elaborately. When you do cook, it's like a chef. It's like whoosh, whoosh, everything's flying.
Yeah, I'm messy. I'm a messy in the kitchen.
You're like you got two things going, and it's all wordless. You're not explaining yourself at all. It's just like, this is what I gotta do. Oh, here, I'm doing it.
Onions, cucumbers, tomatoes, whatever you want. Come on down to Riley's kitchen. We got
We got the blandest food made by the blandest person.
we got pasta with sauce. We got cereal. We got egg roll. We got Coke. So, do you like sitting at restaurants? Like, do you like being at restaurants, or do you like to go?
I like eating at restaurants.
Yeah, me too. A lot of people don't.
It's an experience. You get to stare at strangers.
Yeah, I like it. It's nice, and you get to be waited on.
For the price
Wait
of
for me.
20% extra. And you get to have a conversation in a different area.
Yeah, you're forced to have a conversation.
Yeah. I would hate to do it alone.
I like doing it alone if I like am watching. Like if I'm like, I like doing it alone.
I just feel like socially it's such a weak position.
No,
to
it's
be staring
not.
at
No,
people
it's
from.
not. You don't stare at people. You stare at your phone, or like you just kind of
Then
like.
what's the point? If you can stare at your phone at home, why do it in a restaurant?
Because you like this, you like the food to be fresh, and you like to eat off the plates that they have, and then the drinks that they serve, and you like to be waited on.
Isn't that weird that we're like? It's
I
so
do that
weird
all the
to
time.
be
I do that all the time.
alone in a restaurant when
In New
we're
York.
alone at home all the time. It's like, just because you can see me doesn't mean I'm less of a loser. Like, we've all been
Yeah,
alone
they're like,
before.
oh, you didn't come here with someone. You didn't get someone to rearrange their schedule and meet you here just so you can talk about random bullshit. Oh, you
You're
didn't do that?
less of a person.
You're not making an event out of your day like I am. You're not trying to.
You're not like needlessly talking just to fill the empty hole in your life.
Yeah. I know, dude. That's a lot of that's all like restaurant conversations. Like, you don't really go deep in restaurant conversations. Like, maybe if you have more people, but like just one on one, I feel like it's just kind of just like how's your week been? What are you gonna get, the taquitos or the burger, or what are you gonna get?
Yeah. The only people who judge people who are alone are people who all they have going for them is the fact that they came with someone else. Like the fact that they're always around people. They need people to distract themselves from the fact that they're not doing anything with their life. So they judge people who don't have that because they're like, oh, you don't even have that? Well, if I didn't have that, I'd be a loser. So you must be a loser. But
Yeah.
we have other things going on for us.
Well, there is losers. There is losers.
Like people who are alone.
People who are alone are probably more at risk for being a loser than people who are not alone. Do you think?
Yeah. Being a loser alone is a special type of loser. Being a loser with other people, at least you have other people, but that's still not great. Like if you're just like a bug in your social group, just like, hey guys, hey, and like you like are too skinny or whatever.
Yeah, like that guy looks like the mosquito. Looks like a mosquito.
Yeah. If you're that's depressing in its own way, and in a more harsh way because everyone's talking shit about you.
Yeah, that's not fun. I like that's what I don't like about comedy. There's a lot of like, or open mics is like there's a lot of like, you got to talk to some people.
The spasticated. Yeah.
Do you think that's like good to like be like one group of comedians? Like, can we all just be separate comedians? Like, why do we have to be like a group?
You're allowed to splinter away. That's the good thing about comedy scenes is that the rules don't exist. You just make it however you want it. And turns out they're all the same because everyone wants the same things. Like, there is no rule in comedy that you have to do anything socially. There's no, like, mandatory lunch meetings.
Yeah, I know, but like it's just like awkward not to. I mean, you're just like sitting around for an hour. Why do they do that? Like you sign up an hour early and they're just like, all right, socialize. I don't have time for that shit.
It's so rude, especially when it's like 2 hours ahead of time.
Yeah, man. It's like weird signups here, weird sign-up procedures here.
That's because it's not a known quantity. They're still figuring out what works best for the scene and the size.
Sizing it, shaping it up.
Yeah, it's different. This is a different scene than New York.
New York.
This is where dreams are made of.
There's nothing you can't do when you're in New York.
New York, New York.
Wow.
Do you miss New York City?
I miss like singing like on the light fixtures,
Singing on the light fixtures?
I miss
like Rent.
I miss calling a taxi cab. Yeah, rolling up to the Sharks.
Yeah.
This is our street corner, boys.
When you're a jet all the way.
Is that the SNL?
No, it's a musical.
Oh, that's an actual song?
Yeah.
That's a terrible song, dude. Holy shit.
It was good in the 70s.
Wow.
Puerto Ricans.
But have you seen that SNL skit?
No.
It's like a gangster, and then it's like, why are we all singing? Should be shooting each other. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Like, dude, like musicals, like there's no way it can be like not kind of funny. Yeah, okay. There's no way.
I mean, it's like a whimsical world where everyone's just happy all the time. Woo!
Not happy, but like singing.
Yeah.
And singing is so vulnerable.
Yeah, people don't want to share their voice that much.
Well, it's like they're getting into this like mindset of like a different character.
Yeah.
Acting is vulnerable. You have to completely disarm to be an actor or a singer.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why are you
Thinking about how Andre Ricks tried to tickle me yesterday.
What?
I was just laying there in the green room and he kept trying to tickle me.
That's how he absorbs your comedy. That's how he steals your jokes.
I don't know how I was supposed to react. I think I'm just
tickle him
supposed
back.
to let it fuck me up. Be like, oh yeah, that guy tried to do that.
Yeah.
But that's his whole thing. He's just sort of like coming at you sideways all the time. So yeah, musicals are pretty.
Yeah, so so do you know when you're like when you're alone, like you do things that you don't do like when you're with when you're with other people?
Yeah. Like jerking off.
No, I mean like if I was like with another person, like I'd be like, oh, let's like watch TV or like
Yeah. Let's do a podcast.
or like, let's do something together. And like when you're alone, you're like, you don't have the responsibility to like do something. Like you don't have to do anything. You don't have to like collaborate in any way or,
Yeah.
But like when you're with other people, the things you're doing are like more, sometimes really pointless, like playing cornhole or like watching Netflix. And it's just like
you're just like getting off on the fact that there's someone else there, but you're not actually doing anything, just like enjoying the fact that someone else is there.
Yeah, but it's actually a lot of times better than being alone. Because
emotionally,
at least for me, it's just like when I'm alone, it's just like, what's the point of being alone if I'm not doing anything?
Yeah. We aren't supposed to be alone.
What?
It's really bad for us to be alone.
That's not true.
Definitely.
Why?
Because we're social animals, and
why do people say that? Like, what does that even mean?
it means we always were in a tribe and we always had other people around us.
That doesn't mean we have to always be like, hey, do you want to go hang out in the tribe?
That's
like,
not what you were just saying. Like, you always love being with other people, and being alone is sad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm alone. When I'm sad, I'm alone. When I'm alone, I'm sad. And so, like, when I'm with other people, I'm, like, in a better place, but I'm not really doing that much more than if I was alone.
You're strengthening tribal ties.
What's so important about that? What's so important about that?
If a jaguar comes, then they're more likely to save you than if you didn't talk to them.
But, so what? Where's the jaguar?
It's like a tow company or like...
Oh, my God, dude. I forgot about that.
I mean, you have a friend group that was willing to drive you there to get your car out right away.
Yeah, that was super helpful.
And that's like a jaguar, it's like we're meant to be around other people, and our brains are made to be in a group setting where we're always bouncing ideas off. And when you're alone, you don't have that group.
So do you think we should have like everyone in the city of Austin like meets each other and like so we can just all be one big group?
That would help if we had like a Rumspringer or like an Oktoberfest.
Yeah. Well, they have shit like that probably.
But
Hopefully
don't you
this
think
summer there's
like
a
the
festival.
ability to opt out of it is very American,
Yeah,
and people will never be cohesive because
because we're assholes.
we made being a recluse into our national identity.
But you know that's not that bad either. It's like okay, you know, do whatever you want. We could be, you know, Spain, or we could be like coming together. But if you guys don't want to, we don't have to. Well, that was at like a city council meeting. Like, I mean, we could just like all hang out, but like, I mean, whatever you guys want.
Yeah.
But like, don't feel pressured. But like, seriously,
Yeah.
like it would be kind of fun.
Yeah, we'd love to see you.
Um,
We love you.
let's have like a citywide sleepover. Yeah, but there's some people in Austin that I don't want to be friends with.
But you should meet them. Maybe just say hi. We should say hi.
They don't want to meet me.
Unless they're like a serial killer. There's like
Yeah,
some
like-
1% of 1% that's like totally evil. What if this fly was turning the wheel? It like started.
So, what is the camera shut off?
No, not yet. Almost.
What time is it?
It's 5:43. So, I mean, what do you think
What's
about
your favorite? What?
What do you think about this whole fucking scene and all the people in it, and how the country is coming out of the pandemic, and how the comedy scene shapes up right now?
I don't know what comedy is. Like, I don't really know. Like, just like, it seems so. I'm so involved with it. I'm so involved in it, and yet it still seems like so foreign to me. Like the fact that people would buy tickets to a comedy show seems like such a foreign concept to me.
Even before the pandemic?
Yeah.
So it's like, why would people pay
Stand-up
for this?
comedy is like so crazy. Like it's just like
Some people like it.
it's I'm not saying it's bad. It's just like so freaky weird. I don't even understand what it is.
Yeah, it's
It's just people
sometimes
going to a
art.
room and then laughing, and then
Yeah.
the guy's just like,
It's like we're just gathered here for no reason other than just pure fun. It's like everything else is
So
for
weird.
a purpose.
but it's also just like,
None of us
An
have to
act.
be here.
you know.
Yeah. It's like a play. It's like someone pretending.
Watch me play. Do you want to come to my house and watch me play?
Can you let me play with you?
I'm gonna play with you. That's what I want to do is like play.
It's intellectual playing with words,
Childlike play.
playing with their emotions.
So, but do you think that you get like better by being around other people?
Yeah.
Better at thinking?
Yeah. You want to go do that? Better at thinking? Yeah, I think so. I think we're like made to like be part of a group conversation, so to speak, a group consciousness. That's why that's why our brains are so big, is because we had to deal with all the social relationships and stuff. And you said like how when you're in a big group the energy is different. That's what our brains are evolved for. like it's such a heightened experience.
Yeah. 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 People are crazy, dude. Like, people are like different people.
People are very different people. They're not even the same one as I am. They're completely different people.
But it's crazy, like how different people are.
Yeah, but it's crazy how weird we are. Like, why am I the way that I am? Like, all the weird things that had to happen to make this could have easily not happened. It's like, what a coincidence that I turned out this way. It could have been so different.
Well, it's just like random. It's just like the way you turned out is the way you turn out.
I know. It's so specific. So it's like, I admit that didn't even have to be like this. So how many different possibilities are there? Like, I don't even feel like this is like a standard default mode to be. So I'm like, oh, there better be different versions of people, because otherwise we're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Do you care? Like, do you care about other people?
Yeah.
Who? Like, everyone?
Yeah, I mean, whoever I have to see and run into.
Do you care what other people have to say?
Yeah. I mean, I care enough, but I don't like. I try to care the right amount. You don't want to care too much, but you also don't want to care too little. Like, if someone says, "Good job, you funny set," I want to be like, "Whatever, you're just saying that. It's just you just think that, but it's not actually true." I want to be like, "Oh, I do care that he thinks that I'm good."
Yeah.
But if there's like a homeless person that's like, "I'm so poor, give me everything," then you don't want to care too much.
Dude, well, yeah, I'll be like talking to someone and they're like telling me about their experiences, like where they're from, like what, like, I don't know, just like getting to know them, like in a conversation. But then like a friend who I know even more, or a friend who I already know,
Yeah.
is like over there, and I want to go talk to them, and I don't really want to talk to the stranger anymore.
Yeah.
But like, you know,
you don't want to be rude.
But it's like I care what they have to say, but like not, you know, not really.
Not that much.
Like,
I care what you have to say,
but like you have to do that to become friends with someone, and it's just like, it's like becoming, it's like, I don't know, becoming friends with someone like is sometimes it feels like obligatory, like
yeah.
I'm
You're
like
just going through the motions.
I'm like, yeah, I mean, if
Friend activity number 2. Now I will.
it's like, yeah, I might as well, like, yeah, like I have to do this. I have to be friends.
We're not supposed to make new friends. We're supposed to be in a tribe where we already know people and then expand those.
You're expanding the tribe.
Friendships. But like getting to know new people is a thing that we have to do, especially in our generation, because we're moving around so much, and people are moving around so much, and there's not enough money in the economy for us to stay in one spot and have like a stable thing. We have to move to where the money is. So we don't really have long-term friendships like other generations did.
Don't you like not talking to people because you like don't really like, you'd rather just like not think about anything at all?
Talking to people?
I don't like talking to people because
You don't
I'd rather not think about anything at all.
Isn't that like depression?
Maybe.
I mean, I think it's good to not think. That's what sleeping is for. There's plenty of time to not think in a day.
But when you know, like when you're like I'll wake up and I'm like, I'm right back to thinking. Fuck, I'm thinking again. I'm thinking so hard. Like I don't want to do this. Like I don't want to be thinking like my patterns of thinking. I don't want to go right back into that.
Yeah.
It's just full gear right away.
Maybe it's because the rest of your life is depressing. And if you had a good life, you wouldn't be so reluctant to start your thinking patterns because you'd have better ones. But since we live in a capitalist hellhole,
I think you can make a good life out of anything.
you can, but if you're not enjoying thinking, then it probably means that there's something about your life that you're not happy with.
Yeah, my thinking.
But where does that come from?
Me, my brain, I'm making it up.
And also your environment, what's happening around you.
No, it has nothing to do with it.
Of course it does.
It's like
You're a
irrational
machine.
thinking.
You're a machine built to navigate the world around you. The world around you has a very deep effect on what you're thinking.
I think the camera turned off. It was low on battery.
Really?
Yeah.
I have another battery. You want to just do audio only?
Sure.
I mean, don't you think
Spooky.
that you could have like a more healthy life like Joe Rogan, and then you wouldn't not want to think?
Well, I'm thinking about stuff that's not particularly in reality. I'm thinking about like things that I make up that I'm scared of.
Yeah. Maybe if you were more in reality.
But reality requires you to not think as much.
Yeah, so that isn't that what you're looking for? You should just be in reality. Then you don't have to think as much. But if reality isn't that great, then you're going to want to go into your imagination, which is full of darkness.
That's why I need to change my pattern of thinking. It's not to think about the dark things.
I mean,
Dark arts.
maybe you could admit like what is wrong with the environment that you're living in, and then do your best to fix it or not.
Well, so what is the why? I mean, what do you think my ideal environment is?
One with lots of friends and women.
I have that.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You're going to Juice Land. You're here alone.
I have friends at Juice Land.
But you're not in like a living space with like all your friends around.
Yeah, I am.
No, you're not.
You're
only
here.
That's only one. That's not enough.
Derek's here. Ethan's here. They're friends.
That's not enough. I'm imagining a bigger situation with lots of friends.
You want me to live in a house with like 80
people? Do you want me to describe it or not? Or are you just going to pick holes in it?
I'm wondering what it is you're describing.
I'm describing like a commune. And you there's like campfires every night. There's like a place where you can log. You can chop wood.
What is this, like the new frontier?
It's like a summer camp.
But there's people at that camp I wouldn't get along with.
Yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't get along with some of them. But then they would mysteriously disappear. Like, this is your ideal environment. I feel like this is where you would shine.
So who's in charge of who gets to stay there? Like,
it's just like a computer program that's like, oh, if we let this guy stay, Reilly's happiness goes down 5 points. Let's just divert him.
Yeah, but like then other people are involved, so other people are just like, I like this guy, but I don't like this guy. And
you're asking me where I think you would be happy. Like, I don't understand how it would happen, but this is what I think you need is like a rich group of people to help you. That aren't drunk comedians who are open micers.
Why do you think that would help me?
Because then you'd be around healthy people. And then you would also become healthy because you're around healthy, happy people. I am
around healthy people.
Open mic comedians.
Juice Land.
Exploited employees.
Well, The comedians here aren't that bad. Like they have jobs and shit. Like most of them, like they're not like
I know.
drunks.
But they could have better jobs. We could have more money.
Well, we're all trying to succeed at comedy.
Yeah. I mean, where do you think you'd be happiest?
A palace of my own rule.
I would think that'd be like Hitler. You'd turn evil.
Not a giant palace. A good-sized, medium sized palace. Like like a concise, like a concentrated palace.
Concentration camp. You're creating a nightmare.
No, I mean I want it to be my space, but I want other people to be there, like other people that I know and trust to use that space.
To use the bathrooms and stuff.
I want it to be my oasis.
Of good vibes only.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that you would do well in a society that was built like the Garden of Eden and not like having people be so poor in it. I think if there was less poor people, the world would be better. I want
people to I like prosperous people.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think that some of your problem is from outside of yourself.
Maybe. I don't think that's true. I think you can be satisfied alone no matter what.
But it's harder
it's harder, but it's doable
in certain circumstances.
It's easier to rely on someone else.
But if you're living in like a shit pile, would you be like, "Oh, why am I so depressed? I should just think harder." Or would you be like, "Okay, I live in a shit pile. I'm going to be somewhat depressed. So let's just take that for granted and not like torture myself that I feel like shit all the time, because of course I would. And then let's like just be okay that I feel like low levels of anxiety, and then just like go on from there, like not just try to cure myself."
Yeah, that's completely. The ideal. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you should do. But I can't. It's hard to do.
Maybe that's why you're so sensitive and introspective, is because you just have to battle all these battles.
I'm like fighting wars in my mind.
Are you really?
Battles.
Do you think that will make you better in the end?
I mean, I think it's like aged me, because like I've just been thinking so much.
Why? Why are you so different from other people? Or do you think everyone is going through this?
I think most everyone is kind of going through the same things.
Existentialism.
And I'm not saying I'm like one of a kind. I'm just saying my brain probably thinks more than like your brain. I mean, thinks is like a general term, but like my brain thinks about certain things more than your brain thinks about those things. And
what if I already thought about it when I was 22?
Did you really?
Probably.
Dude, but like, I didn't know that.
What is it that you're thinking about that's so intense?
I'm just like making things up, like making things to hurt me, like things like make like fears, like saying like these will come true, your fears will come true.
No. Don't you think it's because like you're younger and you are just embarking on this journey and you don't know what's in store, so your mind is just preparing you for the worst calamities?
Well, I feel pretty prepared at this point.
Do you think that you can make it if you go to more
You
mics
can
and
make it if you try.
just climbing up the ladder.
It's hard to like zone out. It's hard to like turn that off. So like I'd rather just like sit here and then be like not think at all, and then that's more comfortable than being out doing mics and then really just think like being scared.
Because then you have to confront what you're doing and be like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing with my life.
Yeah, and other shit too. Just like you have to like interact with the world, and the world scares me.
Yeah, but what choice do we have? And a human's ultimate purpose is to make the world a better place. And the fact that there's so much to fix about the world makes our job easier, and that we can just start anywhere and start fixing it. So it's like, in some ways, it's easier to just live in this world where doing anything positive is already way better than average.
That's true. It's a good point.
Yeah.
But you have to be strong enough to fix the world. You have to be strong enough to do that.
I think we are. We are the only ones alive in this generation.
Yeah.
I mean, not us two. Just like, we have life.
That's true, but
We
like,
exist.
yeah, that's true. But it's not as exciting as it, it's not that exciting a lot of times.
Fixing the world. What do you think you're fixing the world for or from or
I don't know what I want to fix. I don't. What would I do? All right, I want
more
to
chill. Produce good vibes.
Oh my gosh. I'd rather just lay here and then not exist.
You'd rather not exist. But that's like our power is that we exist.
I don't owe that. Why do I owe that to others? Why do I owe that to the world that I have to fix it?
Because there's nothing else that feels better than that. So even
That's
in a
not
selfish
true.
way. Yes. Even if you just try to get your dick sucked and get a lot of money, you're gonna be so depressed. Like everyone who does that is. It's a short-term solution to happiness, but the long-term solution is to help others, because then you get to do it for longer, and it's not as big of a jolt.
Well, so who do you
die.
think helps others?
Joe Rogan.
How?
He books them on shit. He has them open for him. He's opening up a new club. He has a podcast where he like features people that he thinks the world should know.
Who else?
Who else is helping people? Brian Redband is helping me. Who else is helping people? Like feminists who are working in social offices, like taking care of kids, nannies.
So what do you want to help with?
I want to help with bringing the world to a place where we take care of each other.
So why aren't you doing that?
I am.
How?
By telling people that fighting with each other is pointless.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I have thought about that more. I've thought about communism a lot more since I've met you.
I know, it's all I talk about. I mean, it's not really communism. It's more like democracy.
A helping hand.
Yeah.
Um. Okay, what should I help with?
You should help with making really good comedy.
Is that a help?
Yes.
But it's not as much of a help as like feminism and politics, and it's kind of just like, okay, that was funny. All right, seriously.
But you have a different path where feminists are saying really helpful things, but they don't have like a big audience. Like you're saying very small, helpful things, but to a big audience.
It should be the other way around.
Well, you can have both if you're good at comedy, like Bill Hicks was. It's like where you're saying important things and you're entertaining people, so more people want to come.
Yeah,
But right now, I mean,
that's true.
where I'm not at that level yet. So I'm just saying whatever. I'm sacrificing.
Don't you have to be smart to do that though? You have to be like really smart.
Like Larry the Cable Guy.
Like Obama.
But you are smart. It's like just like work. You get smart by doing it.
Smarter than a fifth grader. It's like, yeah, it's like, people would like lose that show all the time. It's just like, yeah, like I'm smarter than like an average fifth grader, not these like super ultra nerd fifth graders who you like found out of like a fucking
These fifth graders on steroids.
Yeah, like what did you feed these kids? Like these aren't normal fifth graders. These are just like super jerks.
Yeah, who are going around making adults feel stupid.
You want to get some ice cream?
Sure.
Where's a good ice cream place?
I have no idea.
Mexican ice cream? I think it's just like ice cream with water.
Sugar water, frozen sugar water.
I'm not sure about that though.
I feel like we should have a show called "Are You Stronger Than a Fifth Grader?" and it's where you try to beat up a fifth grader. But you don't need to know trigonometry to function as an adult. We should get more mics. I wish we had that flexible arm. Cause then we could just be right here with it.
I can use my own flexible arm.
But
the other day I was watching this trail of ants, and I was like watching them like communicate, and they go in this line, like go back and forth this line like a highway, and they just kind of like they'll stop with other ants and like kind of like finger each other and like I guess like communicate somehow.
Yeah.
But they do that with certain ants. But they do that with like some of the ants, but not all of the ants. And I was like thinking, I was like, maybe that's just the ants they like. Like they're just like, there's like, hey, yeah, and there's this and this. Hey, Greg. Oh, hi. Hey, Rebecca.
Hey, Natasha. Let me finger you real quick. Oh, look at that ant. Ooh, look at that thorax. That girl got a thick thorax.
And do you think they
finger her real quick?
Do you think they can see us, ants?
Yeah.
Do you think they know who we are?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Maybe not.
Do you think they care? They really care about us? Do you think they view us as a threat?
Yes.
Not really, though. We're not much of a threat. Like, 'cause they're everywhere, bro. And they're like ants. Like, they know what to do.
Yeah, they're in the bottom. They're small. They're like one organism with a lot of different...
if they knew us that well, they knew to not come into our house and like eat our shit.
I mean, a lot of ants
just
do
know
it
what's in
and
front
survive.
of them. I don't think they can see us.
But the queen, like the whole organism, probably
the FBI
is
of
aware.
ants. There's something bigger going on.
Yeah. You ever feel like you're just a worker bee?
The people need to know. No, it's not time.
Let them dig.
Let them learn from let them hide them from the dark truth. Hide them from this empty world full of.
All these ants died in 9/11. That was orchestrated by our government.
Kill him. They must never know.
But you need a rebel in your society. You need one or two.
Hey, and he's like the ant with he's like the taking pictures like with like the 40s newspaper. Kid, I'm telling you, I can't really do it. Kid, I'm telling you, it's not gonna work. It's like, he's like, come on, the evidence is right here. Get the fuck out of here. This is the news. I'm not with your fucking conspiracies and shit. And he gets kicked to the curb. It's like raining, and then he runs into this guy. He's like, psst. He's like a dark figure, and he's like, I know you can talk to. And then he brings him to like.
It's like Rick and Morty.
This is Ant.
Ant and Morty.
This is
anorexic.
An annihilation.
Yeah.
What's that movie with Guy Pearce?
Memento.
Memento.
Oh, you got it. All right, you want to call it a podcast?
I'm gonna call it a slippery slope.
I'm hungry. I could eat.
I could eat a hungry person.
You want to get an ice cream?
You have your show. What time's your show?
8:00.
Can I come?
Yeah, please do. To the Vulcan. This will be out after, because I can't edit it that quick. But I'm editing Christie's podcast that we did. It's gonna be out. I'm gonna put it up. It's probably done rendering right now.
Oh no, dude! It has sensitive information.
What sensitive information?
Holly Johnston.
What about her? What do we say about her?
No, we were just like talking shit about people.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
And now we're doing that again now.
We're talking shit about ourselves. So do you think that we should go? Is there another mic tonight? No, that's it. You think anyone's hanging out? We should go to the creek after the Vulcan. Everyone's probably hanging out there. It's probably dope.
I'm scared.
Why?
Because I don't like interacting with people and putting myself out there.
Okay, yeah, but it wouldn't be cool to see just in terms of like force of like a migration of birds or like a flock of seagulls. It's like, look at all these people. It's just cool to be watching them.
Have you seen Mummy?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
No way. There's no way it's good.
I mean, I saw it when I was young, so
There's no
I
way
was
a
more
movie about a
impressionable.
fucking mummy
It's
is
called
good.
The Mummy, and it's with Brendan Fraser, and
It's a mummy, dude.
there are a lot
That's
of
so
scarab beetles in it.
stupid.
It's like the type of gore it is very specific to Egypt. It's like beetles getting under your skin and being trapped in a sand.
Oh, that's so racist.
I know, they pretty much made Egypt sound
Egypt
horrible.
have gun violence too.
Probably.
They do. They have really.
Oh, really?
They have fast cars and they don't give a fuck.
That's how you can tell if a society is badass, is if they have fast cars.
And they don't give a fuck.
I have fast cars and I don't give a fuck.
And they always say my friend and do cocaine
friend.
and they're all rich. And
friend,
they
where are you
have
going, my friend?
strawberries.
Would you like some strawberries, my friend? My friend, you must take some strawberries, my friend.
My friend, I'm from Egypt. I like
Inshallah.
strawberries.
All right, let's go. I'm hungry. We did an hour.